Big Pharma has just sued the U.S. government because, well, they don't want to sell their prescription drugs for cheaper. Pharmaceutical giant Merck just sued the Department of Health and Human Services to block Medicare from using its new negotiating power to bring down certain Part D prescription drug costs for U.S. taxpayers. The power to negotiate 10 widely used high-priced drugs with no generic competition was given to Medicare by Congress when lawmakers passed the Inflation Reduction Act last year. But in the lawsuit filed today, Merck says that power is unconstitutional because it violates their Fifth and First Amendment rights. Merck says, from their perspective, under this new law, the government compels the drug makers to sell particular drugs to Medicare at whatever fair price the agency dictates, which must represent at least a 25 to 60% discount. They say that's a violation of the Fifth Amendment that requires the government to provide just compensation for property taken for public use. The suit goes on to say if they don't comply, then they get hit with a massive tax penalty. They say that's not a negotiation. They say that's extortion and a violation of their First Amendment right to free speech. They want a federal judge to put a stop to Medicare's new negotiating power. Now, it's worth noting that Merck is making billions of dollars a year off these particular Part D prescription drugs. The Health and Human Services Secretary responded to today's lawsuit by saying, quote, "The law is on our side, and the U.S. government will vigorously defend the law that allows Medicare to use its enormous buying power to negotiate lower drug costs for American taxpayers." This lawsuit is no surprise. Big Pharma has been fuming about this Medicare negotiating power since the bill was signed into law last year. In fact, it's possible more pharmaceutical giants will join this lawsuit or file their own against HHS. Medicare is expected to release the list of the first 10 drugs available for negotiations by September 1st, with these new prices taking effect in 2026.